Space Captain Smith, an award-winning TV pilot by United Kingdom screenwriters John Palfery-Smith and Bruce Hanson.
Space. Endless, timeless, silent. A startling expanse, punctured with thousands of minuscule stars, vast, majestic, and utterly alien. In the far distance, a flicker of movement, a tiny bronze object spins crazily, catches the sparkle of the starlit tapestry behind it. End over end, the bronze object hurtles into nothingness. We can hear it now, an odd sound, a wailing noise, very far away, or a very high-pitched scream. Flash backward 8 hours earlier. Meeting room, British Space Empire, BSC headquarters. A 1950s TV set plays a flickering propaganda video. The style is of an overly optimistic wartime recruitment film. A tinny, triumphant Rule Britannia plays. A glistening, bustling spaceport, ship whizzing to and fro. A large, bronze-plated ship with powerful guns blows away enemies in a space battle. Spaceships take off from Earth, desolate cityscapes left in the smoke from their thrusters. Men and women in hydraulic power armor mowing down hordes of large, humanoid-shaped ants. Union flags flying as if they advance. A BBC-style narrator voice emanates from the old television set.
Are you tired of sitting on Earth, doing nothing with your life? Do you dream of new frontiers? Then join the British Space Corporation today.
A soldier turns to the camera, removes their helmet. A woman, hair flying in the wind, battle rages around her.
This could be you. Our way of life has been threatened by all manner of uncivilized alien natives.
A giant ant-like Ghasts roars at the camera, monstrous, chitinous, and altogether unseemly.
Do you have the moral fiber it takes to resist?
The Ghasts is blown to pieces. Another soldier in a space suit lowers his smoking gun and waves it at the camera. We can see now that the Ghast is dead, that it was chained to the walls of the room and killed only for this TV ad.
Of course you do. You can stand with your fellow man against the tyranny of the Ghasts Empire. Join today and give monsters like these a good old thrashing. Do your part and secure your future in the British Space Empire.
Another stern yet polished voice shuts off the TV.
One bone every minute. Shall we, gentlemen?
New London. The city is seething. Giant concrete monoliths litter the skyline, emerging from the smog of New London like breakwaters holding back a toxic sea. The sun is pale, almost too bright to behold up here in the heavens. Below, freighters float from monolith to monolith, ungainly behemoths, their exposed piping shoulders as they fly, pouring out tons of inky exhaust and boiling steam. The sound of thrumming engines permeates. We see Big Ben dwarfed by the skyscrapers surrounding it, black beneath an inch of soot. Men and women go about their days, wrapped up from head to toe against the smog and shadow of the Empire's capital. London, 2119 AD. We delve into the heart of one monolith in particular. Smith's office, BSC headquarters. Isambard Smith, square-jawed and dashing, the very image of a 19th century explorer. He sits at what looks distinctly like a typewriter. He types seemingly at random, eyes glazed with the drudgery of it. A model of a space battleship with large cannons sticking out each side of the desk. It is clearly a child's toy. Also on his desk, the portrait of a 170-year-old King Charles, a ceremonial bugle, an old letter opener, and a puka pad. A knock on the door. Smith stands, sketches a salute as Colonel Khan enters.
Ah, Smith, there you are.
I was just writing you a letter, Colonel.
My first time in here. The view could be better.
Khan peers at the wall behind Smith, which is black and not a window at all.
What letter?
It's still in the typewriter. Smith thinks, what the hell?
I'd really like to complain, sir.
Oh, would you now? Out with it, man. What's the problem?
Colonel, I've been with the British Space Corporation for nearly 6 years now. All I've done is type asteroid data into this contraption. Sir, I'd eat my own pants for a chance to get back up there, yet here I sit, still wearing them.
So you are.
I joined up to do something, Colonel, to get out there and make a difference.
I know, Smith. I know. If it were up to you dashing hero types, you'd have a good damn metal at the gas and show them a bit of your crack. So, I have good news for you.
I'm back on the front line?
Not exactly.
Oh. Not the crack thing?
Oh, not at first, at any rate. Better. We've a mission for you.
A mission? Will there be action? Will there be danger?
What there will be is hippies.
Did you say hippies?
Hippies, man. You know, long hair, bits of reefer. Hippies. Hundreds of them, probably.
I suppose that's a risk I'll have to take.
Ah, that's the spirit. Briefing room in 5, Smith.
With a sharp salute, heels clacking, Smith marches out. Curious, he unrolls the paper in the typewriter, a letter of resignation halfway completed. He screws it up, picks up the old-fashioned telephone on the desk.
It's Khan. The flotsam is jettisoned.
Nothing from the other end, just the sound of breathing.
Hello? I said the Pym has left the stable. The bait is laid. The captain's akimbo. Smith's going to New France.
Oh, good.
Khan hangs up, steps over the black wall, and peers at it as though at a magnificent vista.
Ah, London, you old mocker.
Apartment, Devon Industries, day. Through the window, a sign throws harsh neon light into an elegant hallway where absolute stillness reigns. Sharp affection angles are everywhere. Modern art isn't just on the walls, it is the walls. A light ding sounds. A section of the wall slides apart, revealing an elevator. Perfectly shined shoes emerge, made from the skin of some rare endangered alien. They enter the hallway, then hesitate. The shoes continue their journey through a scene of absolute carnage. Bodies litter the apartment. The shoes step lightly over a pool of blood. A uniformed guard is on the floor, groaning, bleeding profusely. He's had an antique vase broken over his head. As the feet crunch through the vase's remains, we catch brief glimpses of their owner. In his arms he carries champagne and a box of chocolates. His suit and hands are perfectly manicured. As more destruction becomes apparent, his fingernail, which is long and metallic, taps impatiently on the bottle. Finally, he reaches a particular door. Bedroom, Devon Industries. The door swings open to reveal the man in the suit's face. Here is Devon himself, ageless and handsome, crisp and perfect. He's not amused. Within, the world is upside down. Lights swing from their fittings. A sofa is upturned. Priceless paintings have been torn down in the struggle. Devon does not look at these. He looks at the bed. Rose petals are strewed across it. The silk sheets are ripped. That looks like packing peanuts and toned cardboard are everywhere, as though a box has exploded. Most importantly, however, the bed is
empty.
A muffled bang sounds from the corner of the room. He stalks towards a wardrobe, discards the box of chocolates. They scatter all over the cream carpet as the box breaks open. The champagne bottle thuds on the floor. Bubbles whirl around inside it. He opens the wardrobe. A scientist falls out, hog-tied, black and blue, his mouth stuffed with scrunched up paper.
Oh, sir. Thank you, sir. Mr. Devon. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Devon unfurls the paper. We can clearly see at its top the words delivery note.
Please, sir. I don't know what happened. How it happened. I mean, this isn't supposed to be possible. Please.
He leans over, taps the scientist's head like a puppy. He pushes the delivery note back into the scientist's mouth. The terrified scientist remains still, allowing it. A shadow appears at the door behind Devon. This is the stranger, half his face hidden under the wide-rimmed hat, wearing a billowy trench coat, an intimidating, distinctive silhouette, though we never see his face.
Find her.
Stranger bows. His shadow leaves the doorway. With a pop, the cork finally explodes from the dropped champagne bottle, pinging around the room. Meeting room, BSC headquarters. Smith joins Khan in the briefing room. A long, narrow oak table sits at its center. Khan stands at its head. Smith has changed out of ceremonial dress into a sleek captain's uniform. Several silent figures sit in clouds of vape smoke, lost in the shadows of the room's outer rim. The figures, in an array of old military uniforms, are all ancient and decrepit. These are the upper echelon of the BSC. The 50s TV set from the intro sits in the corner, a shopping channel playing on repeat. An old legionnaire drools into his lap as he mumbles in his sleep. Awkwardly, Smith pulls a chair out. It makes a loud screech. He elects to stand instead.
Ah, there you are. Welcome, Captain.
He indicates the space chart on the wall.
Your mission is to head to the new San Francisco orbiter and collect a woman called Rihanna Mitchell. New Fran is free colony. We protect it, but don't own it yet. It's a horrible place, full of hot-potting spliff-tokers and all sorts that the Empire still has to rescue from idleness and free love. You're a man of action, Smith, and you'll hate it. Takes a fellow with guts to come through all that intact. Do you think you have the stomach to backbone it?
I'll do you proud, sir.
Ah, that's the spirit. These are perilous times for the Empire, Smith. The gas threat looms. The economy is slowing down. And any day we'll have wrapped up the legal process of leaving the EU. It's imperative that you do this letter and do the quickly. This Mitchell woman, you're to take her to Midlight. You'll receive further instructions on arrival.
On the flip chart behind Khan, a woman's face is revealed. Rihanna looks thoroughly ordinary.
Rihanna Mitchell.
That's right.
Who is she, Colonel?
An herbalist, I believe. Naturist or some such. You'll need to stock up on disinfectant for the pin.
I mean, sir, who is she to us? The Empire, that is.
Probably no one, Smith, but potentially someone. You're to keep us safe, Captain, and tell no one of your mission. Valor is, as they say, the better part of discretion. Am I clear? Well, what the devil are you waiting for?
Now?
What does it quickly mean, Captain? Off you trot. The John Pym is ready for you at the Abbey. Your own command, Smith. Isn't that what you've been waiting for? Don't let us down. Leave your car in the multi-story and tell your assistant to feed the fish while you're away.
I don't have an assistant, sir, or any fish, for that matter.
Not tied down. Very sensible in our line.
Do I have a crew?
Good Lord, man. You want a command and a crew? Let's take things slowly and see how you get on. This is your first time flying since the incident, after all.
Smith winces. Whatever it was, it's painful. Is memory painful?
You have a pilot, I believe, who you'll meet on board.
May I take a friend along, a first mate, as it were?
You don't mean that Morlock chap who runs around cutting people's heads off?
Well, he's a good sort, as it happens.
Your ship, your shop.
Righto. Thank you, Colonel.
Yes, yes.
Smith leaves.
Right. That went well.
Anyone for bridge?
Oh, shut up, Rogers.
BSC Hangar 1, also known as the Abbey. Like an ancient gargantuan cathedral, the hangar looms over Captain Smith. Concrete arches reach to a vaulted ceiling somewhere high above. Huge bay doors on the ceiling open and close as ships come and go from the hangar. The sound of machinery is loud and intrusive as dozens of men work on the mammoth ship tucked into the alcoves. He looks at every ship he passes, trying to find the John Pym. A scruffy engineer in mechanical dungarees and enormous goggles meets Smith halfway down. This is Abbott, the old and grizzled, covered in engine oil.
Oh, Isambard Smith, as I live in Leeds. What are you doing in my lovely Abbey?
Just looking for my ship, in fact, Abbott.
They're giving you a command. Christ, where have they run out of captains?
Very important mission. Can't spare the details, old chap. Classified, you understand. I'm the only man for it.
Yeah, sure. What's the name?
The John Pym. Take me to her.
Pym, eh? Oh, it's in back.
Abbott leads them to a lateral elevator. With a gust of hydraulic steam, the outer doors whoosh open. Beyond looks more like the interior of an unclean oven than a mode of transport. Elevator, the Abbey. They step inside. Abbott pulls the grille closed and they are underway. Smith can't contain himself any longer.
What is she, Abbott? Don't keep me in suspense. A dreadnought? No, of course not. A frigate, maybe. A sloop? A schooner?
It's a Sheffield light freighter. It has a lady pilot.
Does she handle well?
Oh, I don't know. I'd recommend you buy her a drink first, though. Then maybe.
I meant the ship.
Oh, well, they got it second-hand. It's just come on to refit. Not exactly a flagship, if you catch my drift.
I see.
He's disappointed but determined not to show it.
I'm meeting someone here, about 6'8", face like a cross between a boar and an upturned crab. Probably carrying a spear and a bag of severed heads.
Oh, I don't know. It gets busy here.
He's got quite an unusual laugh.
Oh, that bloke? He's down at the bay doors. You know him then?
My first mate.
That one's an officer of the Empire.
More like a deputy and just doing his part, as are we all.
We're here.
The elevator jerks to a sudden halt. Abbott stays standing, but Smith goes flying. BSC Hangar 1, right out of the elevator into Bay 9.
Last one on left.
Ahead, something huge unfurls. This is Suruk, a Malak alien. Suruk towers over Smith, not to mention Abbott, who makes himself scarce, slamming the lift closed and fleeing.
Malak, Malak, Malak. Hail Suruk, warrior of Clan Amatrin, I give you much greeting.
Malak, Malak, Malak. Hail Isambard Smith, who is called Mazaran in the speech of the Amlak. I give you greeting, too.
So, been a while.
Indeed. Moons have passed since we last met. Battles have been fought and enemies vanquished. At the bridge of Angrag I took 15 heads, overthrew the tyrant Dagrud, and took his cattle and slaves as tribute to my skill. It was a glorious day.
Oh, yeah, pretty wild. I'm having a new patio put down.
Square slabs or crazy paving?
Square slabs.
The choice of a warrior.
Smith and Suruk proceed into Bay 9.
Where are all your heads?
Customs. But no matter. We go to bring battle to your enemies. I shall collect many new heads.
Yeah, not precisely. We're actually going to collect someone from a space station inhabited by pacifists.
Are these pacifists? Fierce warriors?
I'm afraid not.
So, they are food.
Not unless you like edibles.
Will we then deliver this coward into the sun?
No.
Is anything fun going to happen on this holiday?
Not by your standards, I'm afraid. But the ship's been refitted. They can't expect us to bring peace and civilization to the galaxy without a decent weapon system.
At last, the John Pym is revealed. It's a sad, broken-down, rust-bucket piece of crap. Smith is devastated. Smith and Suruk gaze up at the scrap pile that is their ship.
What in God's name?
This vessel has clearly fought in many battles. An honorable ship.
What way a punching bag fights a boxer from the looks of things. I thought they said it had been refitted. It looks terrible.
The orange war paint will bring us luck.
Suruk, that war paint is rust. Keep up, man.
Smith tries the hatch. It won't budge. There's an old-fashioned intercom buzzer onto the side of it. He presses the button. A voice bursts from the intercom in a gout of speed.
No soliciting, no marketeers, no salesmen, no.
How about captains?
Captains? Hold on. Captains of what?
Industry? The high seas? How about the John Pym?
There is a crash from within and a metallic whir, the sound of iron boats shutting loose. Another gout of steam right into Smith's face from the edges of the hatch.
All right, captains, it's open.
He has to force it. The door doesn't budge.
Needs a little oil.
He tries again, harder. He really puts his weight into it.
Try pulling.
The hinges don't even squeak as he pulls the hatch open. Cockpit John Pym. The cockpit of the Pym is like the rest of the ship interior, comprised principally of dark woods and brass, both in serious need of a good polish. Smith walks into the cockpit to find Polly at the ship's controls. She looks him up and down, clearly doubtful of Smith's credentials.
Ah, you must be the pilot. Please, stand at ease.
Polly couldn't be any more at ease.
I'm Space Captain Isambard Smith.
Not the Space Captain Smith.
Why, yes.
The Space Captain Smith who blew up all those ships?
Perhaps not. It's a fairly common name.
Isambard?
Smith. And you are?
Polly, at your service, within reason.
You look a little too pretty to be piloting a freighter, Polly.
I'm a simulant.
Oh, of course you are.
Did you just assume my species?
Oh, no, I wouldn't dare.
There are lots of simulants.
I have friends who are simulants. There's nothing wrong with it.
Wrong with it?
Absolutely. Righto. Well, I'm sure the pleasure was all mine.
Saruk enters, stooping.
What room is this?
This is the cockpit, and she is... Polly? Are you quite all right?
Polly is alarmed by Saruk's appearance.
Pissing heck! What the hell is that?
Oh, this is my friend, the first mate, Saruk the Morlock. He'll be joining us for the trip.
Why?
Well, it's useful for the Indigens to see the Empire. Helps them understand where all their hard work goes.
He's got tusks and mandibles, and I don't even know what to call those things.
You'd only mess up the name anyway.
This seems somewhat irregular, Captain.
All perfectly standard procedure. Nothing to worry about.
He does what I say, okay?
Well, actually, he does what I say.
And you do what I say, too. My ship, my rules, Captain.
I think it's actually...
We take off in 2 minutes.
She sits back in the pilot's chair and replaces her headphones. Meeting adjourned. Smith looks at the clearly marked captain's chair and now sees what occupies it, a plastic hamster cage with Gerald written across it in felt tip. Smith turns as though he wasn't going to sit down and exits. Hallway John Pym. Saruk joins Smith in the hallway.
Pilots are like that. They think the ship belongs to them.
A lot of people think heads belong to them too.
Don't start that. You're on in-flight meals only for this trip, all right?
If you do not dominate her, she will not follow your orders in combat. You should challenge her to a contest of martial prowess.
Now, really?
Or mate with her.
Saruk! That's quite enough. She's right where I want her for the moment. Thank you. Very exciting, though, old friend. Command. What an adventure.
To rescue a pacifist.
What are you getting at?
Seems strange. What use does your empire have for a pacifist?
Look, I'm not going to have anyone ruin the first day of my adventure. Is that clear? Now, we take off in 2 minutes. As captain, I shall have to make a quick tour of the facilities to ensure everything is up to spec.
Fourth door on the right, but there is no paper left.
Smith puts a brave face on it, but for the briefest moment we can see that this is not what he had in mind for his ship. Cockpit John Pym. Smith re-enters with the look of a man who is lighter by several pounds. Polly discreetly pushes a large book out of sight beneath her seat as Smith removes Gerald's cage from his own and places it on the dashboard.
Okay, take off. 1 sec. Setting thruster.
She pulls a brass lever. The ship lurches. Gerald slides from one end of the dashboard to the other.
Oh, now we're cooking with Ghasts.
She pushes a button. Nothing happens. Smith decides to buckle his seatbelt.
Maybe.
Before she can ever press anything, there's a jerk and a metallic whine. Polly blows on her fingers for luck and flicks the switch. They rise, lopsided. The whole ship shudders as Gerald slides back to Miss Smith's side as he stares at her in horror.
Handbrake, eh? I'm used to the newer models.
They're, I don't know, some sort of computer to do all this.
Well, technically, I'm a computer.
I mean, something in the ship itself.
There was. The ship's control system is fried. Someone from the last crew put in a date in the American format. Whole thing's buggered now.
Well, you seem to have...
The ship lurches again violently. The large book that Polly hid beneath her chair slips out, and Gerald slides over to her side of the dashboard.
Everything under control?
No autopilot, no navigation.
Hardly a concern.
No in-flight movies either.
Oh, for God's sake, this is a disaster.
We have permission to leave from control.
Well, at least the radio works.
No, they're waving us off.
Smith looks. We can see in the hangar a radio control tower oversees the launch. Abbott stands atop it, waving his arms, jumping up and down.
Ah, he's come to say goodbye. That's unexpected.
Is he trying to shout something?
Good luck, probably. Bon voyage. We're old friends, Abbott and I.
Whatever Abbott is yelling, it isn't that. His arms wave over his head. Stop, he clearly mouths. He gestures upwards. Polly ignores him.
Feed power equally to rear and fore thrusters.
The ship continues to rise, steadier now. We finally see through the transparent ceiling of the cockpit what Abbott is shouting about. The hangar's roof doors are still closed. The PIM is 100 feet from hitting them.
Oh, whoops. Captain, the button on that keyring. It's attached to Gerald's quarters. Hurry!
Gerald's the hamsters? What the hell are they?
Right there, on the dashboard.
They rise faster now. They're going to crash. Polly wrestles with the steering wheel.
What? You mean his cage?
He spots it, hanging from the outside of the hamster cage, a fluffy keyring and a small fob with a button in its center.
It is not a cage.
It's in front of you.
I do not cage animals. How dare!
Fine, his quarters then, whatever. Can't you grab it?
If I take my hands off, we'll drop.
Well, if I undo my belt, I'll break my neck.
Hang on.
She wrenches the steering wheel. The hamster cage slides back to Smith's side. He tears off the keyring. They're inches from the doors and presses the button. A tiny beep sounds and the hangar doors whoosh open.
Huzzah!
New London. The John Pym rises into the smog of New London. Great black behemoths ghost in and out of noxious clouds. Monoliths loom out of this murk as evening descends. Cockpit John Pym. Smith and Polly behold the city in all its glory.
Majestic, no? What a feeling to be flying again, to behold this vista. Remember what we're all fighting for.
New London, just ahead of the still rising John Pym, a giant freighter dumps an enormous haul of raw sewage right onto the road. Denizens of New London run for cover from the sludge. Cockpit John Pym.
Magnificent.
He examines a key ring. It has a diamante encrust PB hanging from it.
PB. What's the B stand for?
Business, as in mind your own.
Outside the window, there's a huge neon sign in the distance, cutting through the haze as they draw level. It reads Devon Industries. Polly sees the building, nervous. While she's distracted, Smith finally spots the large book she was reading by his foot. Its title reads Sheffield Class Flight Manual for Dummies. Polly snaps from her reverie. Smith has not spotted the book.
Right, that's cruising altitude, more or less. Hold on to your epaulets, Captain.
But I haven't told you where.
New London. With a flash of light and the belch of exhaust fumes, the John Pym thunders into the distance, becoming a black speck in the sky within moments. A smog eddies and whirls around where they were. The Devon Industries sign remains brightly lit against the oncoming night. Street level, New London. The sign for Devon Industries is just visible in the stratosphere, as if the exhaust trail of the John Pym. We're outside a closed pet shop. Its front window and neon sign have been smashed in. A layer of soot settles on everything within. From the murky smog along coat billowing, the hatted silhouette of the stranger emerges. He flicks on a torch, its brilliant beam cutting a pillar of light through the fumes. The beam highlights futuristic police tape spread over the broken window. He pushes through it. The torch then reveals the chaotic scene inside the shop. Hundreds of tiny cages have been opened. The stranger moves his torchlight over the front display. We see an open hamster cage, the name Ernest written along it in felt tip. Another open hamster cage, this one for the long-escaped Macintosh. And there finally is the empty space between two cages, a space where the whole cage has been taken. A lonely placard in its place reads, Gerald.
Gotcha, you little bugger.
Earth's atmosphere. The John Pym rockets past various ships in idle orbit. It trundles into blackness. Common area John Pym. The Pym's small crew sit around a table on the ship's cramped common room. Saruk appears to be drinking heavily.
I've always wanted to go to New Fran.
Smith is perturbed by this.
Well, we shan't be staying long.
Polly consults a space chart.
About 12 hours to it, I reckon. We're on a standard Imperial route. Not much danger of trouble from aliens or hostile powers.
Depressed, Saruk sighs and takes a big drink.
We'll dock at New Fran at about 9 a.m. our time. Then we'll have a few hours to do what we want and ready for the next leg, which is to double back and work our way out to Midlight. Couple of days' journey, so remember to stock up on mints at the duty-free.
Wise.
Smith is trying to read the chart over her shoulder. It is hopelessly complex, but he tries to look like he knows what he's doing.
Any foreseeable problems?
Not on our side, but New Fran. It's a protected colony. It has its own laws.
These laws you speak of, do they permit trophy killing?
It's pretty liberal there, but I doubt it. Personal firearms are legal, though, so you'll probably be able to open carry your spear.
Saruk finishes his cup and reaches for the bottle.
Cheer up, Surly, or whatever your name is. Trip to New Fran? Yes, please. People save up for that.
You know, there are times when you don't seem much like a robot.
Very true. Shouldn't you be counting rivets or something instead of looking forward to getting squiffed?
Robot? I'm a simulant. I'll accept the term android in a pinch. But I'm made almost entirely of human tissue. I don't have wires or wallpaper paste inside me.
Smith is distracted by something on a small screen in the corner.
Does that mean you have a skull?
Not that you're having, Frog Boy.
I am simply keeping my options open.
Crew.
Keep your options open to yourself.
Do you have enhanced strength? Speed?
What's it to you?
You are very aggressive. Perhaps you are a warrior. Perhaps it would be an honorable thing for us to fight or to mate.
Crew!
What?
Smith indicates the red light blinking on the scanner. Cockpit John Pym. Smith and Polly crash into the cockpit.
Action stations!
Polly snorts. Smith realizes he said something rather stupid.
Righto, here we all are then. Good hustle.
I'll bring up the radar.
She yanks a lever and a screen flips up. There is the customary burst of steam accompanying it. Smith waves it from his face.
Whatever they are, they're big.
On the radar, 3 red blobs hurtle towards the Pym.
Pirates? Maybe they're Krylocks. Ooh. The Ghasts?
You're enjoying this. They're gaining on us, moving in fast. I don't think they're ships.
Asteroids. Can I get a closer look?
Sure.
She reaches behind her seat and withdraws a pair of old binoculars. She hands them to Smith, who doesn't bother raising them to his eyes.
So no, you could have just said no.
I'm still not sure what you expect from the Kim Captain.
Bloody great guns is what I currently expect, pilot. We'll make short work of these rocks and still be at New Fran in time for a herbal tea.
At these speeds, they're probably void sharks. They eat the metal in asteroids. They say they can sense metal, even in a vacuum, for thousands of miles. Maybe we're the hors d'oeuvres.
There's a flicker of something in Smith. Could it be fear?
We're not going to outrun them.
About those guns.
The panel behind your chair. Gerald has the keys.
Smith grabs the sliding hamster cage. Within, Gerald looked excited at the current level of activity in the cockpit and frees the fluffy keyring once again. There's a large metal panel behind the captain's chair. Emblazoned across it is Weapons 5201. Smith stuffs the keys into its lock and wrenches the panel door wide open. Inside the locker are 2 revolvers, a pocket calculator, a head torch, and a machine gun.
Ah, void sharks, tell me, are they likely to accept some sort of surrender?
She tears her eyes from the radar. Incredulous.
I didn't think so. Righto.
He grabs a machine gun and an ammunition drum.
I am ready for combat.
The Morlock enters, spear in hand. He's painted bright orange from mandible to hoof.
I have adorned myself with the war colors of our ship. Where is the enemy?
Out there, void sharks.
A worthy foe.
3 of them.
A noble death.
I'm stuck with crazy people. I'm going to die, and I'm stuck on a ship with crazy people.
There are worse places to be. Polly, maintain this course. Get us to New Fran. Saruk, I admire your allegiance to the Pym, but you'll suffocate out there without a spacesuit on. Last I checked, we didn't have one in your size. So you'll be our last line of defense for her and this cockpit. If they get through, give them hell.
If they get through, we're all dead anyway. What are you going to do?
Smith loads the machine gun. A little ammo counter flicks on. Its numbers roll up to 999.
I'm going to jolly well save the day.
He leaves without seeing Polly roll her eyes. Airlock, moments later. Saruk helps Smith suit up. The suit is suspect. It looks to be made of bronze with telltale verdigris.
If they did not make the suit so puny, I could go with you.
I wish this wasn't such a puny suit too. What I wouldn't give for some power armor. This gun's awfully heavy. You have your orders, Saruk. Don't sulk. It's been an honor.
1 minute.
I've wasted all of this paint.
Nonsense. You might still have your chance, and I think your carapace looks very fetching in orange.
You're only saying that to make me feel better.
Saruk finishes strapping the machine gun to Smith's suit with a heavy click.
Vanquish many foes.
I'll settle for 3 in this instance. Righto.
40 seconds. Smith, what are you doing?
Smith presses the radio button on his ear within the suit. Saruk puts his helmet on for him.
I'm going out.
You're what? Going out where?
For a walk. Into space, dear. If I shoot this gun from in here, it'll make holes in the ship.
You can't go outside. You'll die for certain.
Open the airlock, please.
Saruk goes to the other side of the internal doors and closes them with a huge bang.
No, you're my only shot, Smith. I can dodge them.
Dodge them? Polly, we're in the interstellar equivalent of a saucepan. We're not dodging anything.
They'll leave when they see we aren't easy pickings.
It's very easy pickings if we don't fight, pilot. Now, open the airlock.
I'll hold them off.
Saruk, would you please?
Through the window, the alien nods.
They're nearly on us. Don't go outside.
Smith holds onto a handrail in the airlock. Hallway, John Pym. Saruk wrenches a panel free and Mandible's clacking proceeds to hotwire the airlock. In the airlock, air hisses around Smith. A vacuum is being created.
Polly, I hate to say it, but there's only one captain on this ship.
10 seconds. Okay, fine. You're the captain. Now, will you please not go outside?
Saruk says something inaudible from the other side of the glass. Smith removes his hand from the rail, holding it to his ear outside his helmet.
Sorry?
I said, hold on.
The hatch suddenly opens and Smith is almost sucked into oblivion. We are suddenly confronted with the harsh realities of space.
Still a little airlift. No matter.
He manages to right himself in the sudden zero gravity and flashes a thumbs up to Saruk. John Pym. Clambering, Captain Smith emerges from the hatch. The magnets in his boots kick in with a tiny blip and a blue LED.
It's jolly close. Right. Where are the devils?
Here they come.
There is a sudden lurch. Polly has tried to dodge the shark. Smith is hurled away from the John Pym. The least manly noise possible emanates from him as he spirals away into the darkness of space. It's more of a wail than a scream.
Bugger!
The John Pym grows smaller in the distance. Smith continues his wailing scream, hurtling head over tail, a tiny bronze speck against the vastness of the universe.
I told you not to go outside.
Something suddenly looms out of the darkness, the enormous gray hide of a void shark. Smith thuds into it, bounces off, careening away. We hear the captain take a deep breath and continue to scream. The monstrosity turns, circling the ship. Smith hits another void shark. His head snaps back and forth within his helmet.
Oh, Christ alive!
Hurtling away again, he takes a deep breath to continue his wailing, but hits the third void shark. His breath is knocked out of him with an oomph. Another grey vastness looms before him. The John Pym. It curves up to catch him. John Pym. With muffled thump, Space Captain Smith lands on his ship. His boots' LEDs light up blue once more, and we hear the tiny blip that indicates the magnets are on. Cockpit John Pym. Polly gasps in relief, sitting back in her chair. Saruk is sat in the captain's chair, holding Gerald's cage. The bars creak as he relaxes his terrified grip.
Nice flying.
Not bad for a saucepan. But it's not over yet. Captain, are you still with us?
Has someone screamed? I heard screaming. Was that me?
I didn't hear anything.
Not a peep.
I think I might be sick.
Keep it together, Captain Smith.
Polly? Is that Polly? What on earth was that? You almost killed me. Duruk.
Here, Mazaran.
You would have revenged my death, right?
Probably not, no. She's the only one who knows how to fly.
John Pym. Smith finds his feet and looks for any sign of threat.
Great. Superb. I'm a touch dizzy. Where are they, Polly?
They're right on top of us. I'm pitching. Hold on.
This time, Smith doesn't hesitate. He grabs a safety cord, clips it to the suit, and holds on for dear life as the Pym banks severely. A void shark misses the ship by a few yards. It must be twice as long as the ship when stretched out.
Level out!
The ship stops spinning. Smith is still on it. Just, his boots clamp down again. He stands straighter and with a practiced hand cocks the huge machine gun.
10 degrees to port. Tell me when they're at 50 yards, please, pilot.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Behind Smith, a vast creature starts to loom out of the dark. Its lamprey-like mouth opens wide, cavernous, with row after row of diamond teeth.
Now!
Smith spins and fires. The bullets spit from the machine gun, peppering the insides of the void shark's mouth. A few rounds ricochet within the mouth, sparking against the diamond teeth within. With a titanic groan, the void shark peels away from the ship, its bulk disappearing into blackness.
That's one sent back to Blighty. Pilot.
Stand by. I'm getting some weird drag here. Oh! I think there's one on the ship.
Not for long. Fore or aft, Polly?
Aft. Thrusters. Immediately, okay? Aft. Near thruster 3, I think.
Smith lifts his huge space books, clomping down the spine of the John Pym. There, he spots it, the huge gray blob that has attached itself to the ship. Smith raises the gun.
Saruk, he's over the kitchen. Get ready to plug any holes.
I am en route.
Kitchen John Pym. Saruk enters at a run and stops.
By the brood mother.
The diamond teeth of the outside void shark gnash through the ceiling. Frantic, Saruk rummages through cupboards. Pans, dishes, silverware, everything goes flying and clattering as he tears through the kitchen looking for...
Sealant.
He examines the spray can he has found.
Dr. Poots space-proof foam sealant. Sounds delicious.
Saruk's eye is caught by something amidst the detritus on the floor. He bends to pick it up. It is a photograph that was buried in one of the cupboards, excavated accidentally by his search.
What is this?
Back outside the ship, Smith is firing. This time the damage is more severe. The bullets tear through the shark's unprotected flank. Enormous zero-gravity geysers of iron-hued blood erupt from the wounds.
Have some of that, you old bugger. Eat my shit, will you?
Dead, the void shark seems to deflate. It slowly starts to come apart in the vacuum of space. In the kitchen, John Pym, Saruk furiously fills in the holes as the diamond teeth retract, almost missing the final one before it disintegrates. Smith is relieved as the last of the void shark melts away and the foam sealant plugs the last hole. The ship is saved.
I've still got it.
His helmet buzzes with static.
I didn't catch that.
What? shark! Oof!
Again?
He looks up just in time. The third voiced shark is the biggest of them all. It's hurtling towards Smith.
Oh, salt.
Awkwardly clomping up the ship with his magnetic boots, he fires wildly above his head. But he can't look where he's going, walk, and shoot accurately. Bullets spray above him as he struggles with the recoil. The shark seems to roar at his onslaught. It's closer now, and it is enormous. A lucky burst from the machine gun catches it right down the gullet. More iron-colored blood bursts from the wound, and the huge circular mouth clamps shut. The next spray of bullets hits skin. The life in it is suddenly extinguished. The shark is dead, but its trajectory is the same.
Bugger! Bugger! Brace for impact!
Smith lurches towards the hatch. He slams against it, angling his shoulder into the hatch cover. He pushes with all his might.
Open! Open!
The dead shark is a few yards away now. Smith is desperate, yelling incoherently, throwing his body against the hatch.
Smith, try pulling.
For God's sake.
He pulls the hatch open smoothly and tumbles inside, pulling the hatch behind him. As the shark's corpse slams the aft of the ship where Smith was standing just moments before, the John Pym is thrown off course and the safety cord snaps to its maximum extent as Smith is thrown around within the airlock. Finally, the void shark's corpse, slowly disintegrated, peels away from the ship. In the airlock, Smith lies, dazed against the wall, catching his breath, mist coating the inside of his helmet. He steps gingerly out into the airlock, removing his helmet as he does so. He gulps clean air gratefully. Saruk is waiting for him, leaning casually in a nearby doorframe.
Did you have a nice battle?
I've certainly had nicer. Thanks for the quick sealing there. Polly?
Getting us back on course. She's fine. So is Gerald.
Well, as long as Gerald is fine.
Smith senses something is amiss.
Anything else to report?
No, Captain.
Smith nods, staggers off to shower. Saruk pulls out the photograph he found in the kitchen. He looks at it in his claws. The photo is of a happy, smiling crew arrayed around the cockpit of the John Pym. There's a note scrawled in the corner, Crew Christmas, 2118. Beneath each crew member in the photograph is a name. In the pilot's chair, not Polly, a different woman. Her name, according to the photograph, is Polly Brabant. In her hand is the fluffy keyring Polly uses with its sparkly PB displayed proudly. Polly is an imposter. Boardroom, Devon Industries. An empty boardroom lights off. A floor-to-ceiling vista of neon-lit New London runs its length. It is stark, beautiful room, all deadly angles and economy of design. Devon stands alone before the window. He looks at a picture of Polly, the simulant, with different-colored hair, projected onto the window in front of him.
She was mine. All mine. And now she's gone.
The stranger emerges from the doorway behind him.
You'd best have good news.
Perhaps.
He waves a hand. The picture of Polly is replaced on the window with an extreme close-up of Gerald, the hamster.
I couldn't possibly have another pet so soon.
She stole it. Or freed it.
Really? Why?
I have no idea. She freed all the animals at a local pet shop.
She's only supposed to simulate being plucky. Her spirit, her independence. It's not supposed to be real.
It's a simulant.
Well, I'm aware of that.
The hamster? It's a simulant. The G32 model. It has a locator in case a kid leaves a cage open.
So, we can track it. Where?
Off-world.
Go. Have anything you need. My whole fortune. You find her, bring her back to me.
Oh, I will.
Stranger leaves, walking almost silently. Hope glistening in his eyes, Devon turns back to the window. He waves away the Gerald picture and Polly reappears.
I will have you back. I will have you to myself, my perfect creature. We'll be together at last.
He raises his long metallic fingernail and scratches down the picture of Polly's face. A gouge is left in the glass. He smiles. The end.